A little boy named Richie was already a billionaire the moment he was born. His cradle was made of pure gold covered with diamonds and money. Even his pacifier was made from gold. Richie's father was the richest man in the world and traveled in a private jet worth $100 billion. Being the only son, Richie received unlimited love and attention. No matter how busy his father was, he always made time to play Richie's favorite game, baseball, with him. He even built a private baseball field behind their house and hired a famous player as his coach. But even after having everything, Richie was still unhappy. One day during a company opening ceremony, he noticed some poor kids playing baseball nearby. He wanted to join them, but his assistant immediately stopped him. That was when Richie realized something painful. He had everything in the world except a real friend. He invited some rich kids from school to his house, but they were all busy making business deals and buying countries. This made Richie feel even more alone. The next day, he ignored an invitation from the president and secretly went back to meet the poor kids because he just wanted normal friends. But instead of accepting him, the kids started making fun of him. Richie didn't get angry and cleverly grabbed the attention of one girl. She challenged him to a baseball match, but as soon as the game started, Richie shocked everyone by hitting a perfect home run. Even after losing, the girl refused to accept him and sent him away. The next day, Richie's family had to attend the Queen of England's birthday event, but after seeing how sad Richie was, his mother allowed him to stay home. When Richie returned, his assistant had prepared a huge surprise. He invited all those kids to Richie's house. The children were completely shocked after seeing his lifestyle. He had a McDonald's inside his house. His backyard was big enough for go-kart racing, and even his small dining room was large enough to ride a motorboat. Roller coasters and human cannonball machines were just normal toys for Richie. Very soon, those kids became his real friends, and for the first time, Richie experienced the happiest day of his life. But suddenly, everything changed. His assistant brought terrible news. Richie's parents' private jet had crashed. Richie tried finding his father using a special tracking phone, but there was no signal. Later, it was revealed that the accident was actually planned by Richie's uncle because he wanted to steal the entire family fortune. Richie survived only because he left the jet at the last moment. Now, even though he was only 10 years old, Richie became the main heir of the family empire. Surprisingly, he proved he had an even better business mind than his father. In just a few meetings, he impressed all the shareholders and pushed his uncle away from power. Angry and desperate, his uncle framed Richie's assistant for stealing and sent him to prison, then locked Richie inside his own house. He even planned to eliminate the assistant inside prison. But a scientist working in the laboratory discovered his evil plan and warned Richie. Richie needed to save his assistant, but breaking someone out of prison was almost impossible. So the scientist gave him a special liquid that could melt through almost anything. The next day, the assistant received Richie's package inside prison. At first, he thought it was toothpaste, but after reading the note, he realized it was actually the powerful liquid. At the same time, the attacker sent by Richie's uncle arrived. But the assistant was not weak. He defeated the attacker and even stole his clothes to escape. After escaping, he met Richie and his friends. Together, they planned to hack the house network and locate Richie's missing parents. But one of the uncle's men noticed them and shut everything down. So Richie and his assistant returned to the mansion. They knocked out a guard and entered the underground area where they discovered the captured scientist. With his help, they created a chemical distraction, causing the fountain to explode with foam while the kids shut down all the security cameras. Finally, Richie entered the secret room, but his uncle had already predicted everything. He had captured Richie's parents and demanded the location of the family treasure. Richie's father finally said the treasure was behind the curtain. When his uncle opened it, he saw a giant mountain with the family statue carved into it. He believed the entire mountain was filled with money and gold. But after opening the secret door, he was shocked. There was no gold, only old memories like dog bones, old clothes, and family items. The real treasure was never money. Furious, the uncle tried to destroy them, but Richie arrived just in time. The uncle started firing, but Richie was already prepared. His parents escaped, but soon the whole family was trapped near the edge of a cliff. Just when everything seemed over, Richie's assistant arrived and defeated the uncle's men, saving the entire family. In the end, Richie finally understood the biggest lesson. The greatest treasure in life was not money. It was family and true friends.